Mr. R wanted all of us to learn, and I, Brandon Erickson, from his third period chemistry class, have learned to a B level. It's going to be an A level. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an A level. I'm watching you, Mr. R. It's going to be an A level. I am going to discuss chapters 15 through 18. It's not going to be an inclusive list. I'll give basic concepts really quick, but I want to talk about what I learned specifically. Chapter 15 was water and aqueous systems. This chapter talked about concepts like the structure of water and the properties the water has, and talking about solutions, mixing with solvents, solute, boring stuff. But the important thing I liked was the solution process, which states that as an individual solute ions break away from the crystal, the negative and positively charged ions become surrounded by solvent molecules and the ionic crystal dissolves. Now, chapter 16, solutions. We learned about the properties of solutions and how to make a solution and how to make it equal with stirring, heating, blah, blah, blah. I personally learned about solubility. The amount of solute that dissolves in a given quantity of solvent at a specified temperature and pressure to form a saturated solution. A saturated solution, which is not an unsaturated solution, states that it's the maximum amount of solute that can be held at any given temperature and pressure. Chapter 17, my personal favorite chapter so far, is thermochemistry. Fire. Explosions, heat, always fun. Study of energies occurring in a chemical reaction or a change of state. We learned about exo and endothermic reactions, which are just two ways one can give and receive heat. I personally loved learning how to calculate the amount of heat of combustion of candle wax when given the standard heat of formation. You add up with all the and times by all the moles that each separate element has, and then you minus the product's heat by the reactant's heat to get that. Last one, chapter 18, was about rates and equilibrium. We learned about a rate, which is a measure of speed of any change that occurs in an interval of time. We then learned about collision theory, when atoms and ions can react to form products when they collide with one another, blah, blah, blah. But I like the idea of a catalyst. A catalyst can speed up or even dull the effects of a chemical reaction by lowering the activation energy barrier. Very cool. And that's pretty much all I learned in this 5th grading period.
Well, nicely done.